The TRD Off-Road Premium is the package that most people want to get. Let's find out if it's still worth it. I'll include a link to the Toyota Murray's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this truck. Let's get right into it. Under the hood is a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. If you're able to, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I'm glad they've kept this color for the Tacoma. I think it works really well, especially with the TRD Off-Road. You do get really nice headlights. These are the same as the baseline truck, but they're still bright at night. Blacked out Toyota badge on this. We do have fog lights, and then down at the bottom, we've got underbody protection recovery points too, and no stupid air dam. So right out of the box, this is a good looking truck, if you ask me. Tire wheel setup is 265 by 65 by 18. You've got silver and black. Well, it's the TRD wheels, and then you do have Bilstein shocks with this TRD off-road package. And it looks like this one actually has the longer bed, but yeah, you've got a body and frame setup, independent front suspension, solid rear axle, coil sprung with both. Now when it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock. You got the drop down for the tailgate, Toyota logo at the bottom. And popping into the back, I forgot its power. Fancy. So underneath here, we've got some little like charge ports and stuff, essentially. Composite bed. This one doesn't have bed liner. It's something to always add, I think. Make it grippier. You do have an outlet here, and then you probably noticed, yeah, we've got the factory tonneau cover, and then it just works perfectly with the tailgate. That'll just kind of seal everything up. Double taillights here, and then you do have the button on either side to drop down the tailgate with the Tacoma. Spare tire underneath the bed, and that's the exterior. Let's now check out the interior. More basic trim on the door panel in the back, even with the Premium, which is kind of surprising. Because this is not a hybrid, you do get the under seat storage. That seat's all the way flipped up. And then look at these seats. Nice trim perforated down the center. Now being a mid-size, legroom is kind of cramped here in the back, but I do at least get some cup holders up top. And then I don't know if it's going to show up on camera because it's nighttime now, but there's outlets and USBs. And then headroom in the back is good. And then the rear glass is power, and it does open. Come on, camera. Ooh. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check that out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, double pane windows up front with this package. We've got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments as well, and then there is soft touch on the armrest. 1,200 pounds of payload capacity with this truck. Perforated trim all down the center of the front seat. You do have power adjustments with lumbar support on the side. 3 auxiliary switches with this. You got the tailgate drop down to the left of the steering wheel too. Now with the steering wheel, soft touch on either side. It's perforated so you can get a better grip. You have adaptive cruise control with lane centering. You've got volume and voice command controls on the other side. Traditional stocks on the back too. Full digital gauge cluster. You can customize each individual gauge within the cluster itself. And this is also where like the drive modes will pop up as you go through them. 360 camera system in reverse. Well, just 360 camera system in general. You've got an off-road view too. But yeah, massive screen, so massive camera view. And speaking of that screen, it's pretty quick to respond with the different tabs. This one has dual zone climate. We also have heated ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel. Physical controls for all of it. Phone charging pad below that. TRD shifter with this. You got your parking brake and auto hold, and then your drive mode select. We also have our MTS built into that. Your tow haul mode and crawl control, so whatever you have selected will change when you twist the dial. And then part-time four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case. Got your trailer backup, 360 camera, rear diff lock, some cup holders. Center console good. I do like the trim on the top of that. We do have storage above the glove box, camera rear view mirror, and then a traditional sunroof. It's gonna be kind of hard for the camera to focus on the window sticker just because of the low light. But anyways, $56,068. Let's see what it's like to drive Premium. Let's set off in the Premium. And that's annoying. Little mirror control doesn't illuminate. It's not like the worst thing. Well, actually, I lied. It does illuminate. I didn't have the lights on. Dummy. I was gonna say, that's like not a great placement for something to not be illuminated because it's kind of in the corner there, shadowed by the door panel. But I was wrong. I was wrong. Now, these nighttime reviews are not on purpose. It just kind of happens like this sometimes. But I think you guys enjoy them because it's kind of cool to see the vehicles in lower lighting versus the massively overexposed lighting when I typically film. And if you're wondering what the reason why I film at that time, it's not because of lighting, that's for sure. It's comes down to traffic and car availability and everything. It's easiest to review cars in the afternoon when nobody's at the dealership versus in the morning when there's tons of traffic, and then obviously in the evening, tons of traffic. But it's pretty nice. The Bilstein shocks, they're, you know, Bilstein shocks are kind of firm, but I mean, they're very long lasting. Great torque. It's just smooth. Super smooth with the delivery. And braking's good. Handling, sharp. The steering, it's easy. It's controllable. You do feel the extra, like, size of this truck, though. This does feel big for a Tacoma. Just the new Tacoma in general, but the long bed to be more specific. Yeah, I think the double pane window, I mean, they're great. It helps out quite a bit with the, I mean, like, I barely hear the front tire noise. There's a little bit, but not a lot. I hope that these new powertrains and this new tech and everything ends up being reliable long term, because this new Tacoma does drive really well. I think the previous gen has a lot more character, but the previous gen gear hunts like crazy, and the seats are not very comfortable, and the cabin's kind of cramped in a lot of ways. It's crazy because, like, the 5th gen 4Runners are great package wise and they drive really well, but then the previous gen Tacomas are just kind of a mess. So hopefully this ends up being reliable. But either way, I mean, there's a billion of them, and so the nice thing about the new Tacomas is there is some discounts on them. You can get some good deals on them, but the higher MSRPs are kind of interesting. But you got to remember this, okay, at 56 grand, you're like, okay, it's like 4 grand more than the previous gen TRD Pro. Long bed, okay, that's first thing. But you've got more tech, and the new TRD Off-Road is equivalent to a previous gen TRD Pro in terms of off-road capability, equipment, and all of that. They're pretty much the same thing. The new TRD Pro Tacoma, that's like Raptor now. All right, the previous gen TRD Pro Tacoma was not a Raptor. That's just, it wasn't about that. But yeah, this new thing, and that's Raptor. Whereas this is like, if you like the previous gen kind of like overlanding feel of the TRD Pro, that's what the TRD Off-Road gives you. Obviously the Trail Hunter does, but again, those are expensive, very expensive. So, long bed, TRD Off-Road Premium. What more do you guys want? A lower price tag? Yeah, I know, I get it. Me too. Let me know your thoughts.